go wrong. Where's my telephone?
Hello.
Oh, we're live.
We're live. We're early, actually, this time.
We can look at ourselves, and I'm looking at myself. Okay, I have to look at the camera.
Okay, yes, let's look at the camera.
Yeah, okay.
So, hello, everybody. This is a live video.
So if you are there, then say hi.
Yes.
We're looking, we can see your comments as we speak.
But we are early, which is great. Last time we were a bit late.
We could just chat generally for now, but no, I think...
Hi! Oh, yeah, people are there.
Oh, brilliant. Hi.
Wow, this is so much easier than last time.
This is pretty cool. I have to say, it's quite nice to be able to interact with you YouTubers, our students on YouTube.
Wow, hello
live.
from Kyrgyzstan.
Wow. Yeah, tell us just...
Hello from Brazil.
Say hi and say where you're from.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Very exciting.
And while you're doing that, we're just going to tell you what we're going to cover in this live lesson.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to help you improve your accent.
That's right. Thank you so much, so many of you, for joining us for this live video. It's our first live video actually on YouTube, so it's exciting that you're sharing this live video with us. So today our lesson is going to be about how to reduce your accent.
Yes.
Layla?
Now, one thing is we want to stress, guys, that actually having an accent is not a bad thing. We don't want you to completely remove your accent because actually it forms part of your identity. Your first language is a huge part of who you are. When we talk about accent reduction, we're talking about having some of the features of British pronunciation, guys. We are British, if you didn't realize. But also just making sure that you are more easily understood. So the problem sounds that you have in your language, we're going to help you with so that you speak clearer.
That's right. Thank you, Layla, for that fantastic explanation. Oh, it's so lovely to see all your comments. I'm getting very excited to say hello to you all. Spain.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We've got Ukraine,
Thailand,
India,
Ukraine.
Tenerife.
Hello from Tenerife. Hola, Tenerife. Okay, right, guys. Shall we make a start with this?
Yeah, by the way, I will just add, if you think this is a useful lesson, we'd love you to share it with some of your friends
share it,
through social media, through YouTube. This is how we are able to reach more people because of you.
That's right. Okay, guys, so let's get started with the lesson today. So first of all, we want to say that when you're developing your accent, what you're going to find is that it's going to be difficult because these muscles in your mouth will not be used to making these sounds. They're going to be new sounds. So if you're having a problem with making English sounds, that is normal. Please don't worry about that. That's absolutely normal.
It really is. And as Sabra said, it is about muscles. So you've got to look at pronunciation as a gym session.
That's right. Yeah, you're training the muscles in your mouth, really. Okay, so today we're going to focus on helping people from India with their accent, from the Arabic countries, so from the Gulf with their accent, then also Portuguese speakers, Spanish speakers, Italians. You have very similar problems. So we put you in a group together.
We have.
Yeah, Layla, next group.
We're going to be looking at Asian, Thai speakers, Vietnamese, because they share a lot of similar problems. I'm trying to remember, actually. We've got our little list.
So yes, we've got Vietnam, Japan, and Thailand. We've put you in a group together.
But please don't panic if we haven't mentioned your nationality. We will, at the end of this lesson, be taking a few questions. So although some of you might be throwing some questions up now, we've got a lesson planned.
Yeah.
We're going to go through that. Then we're going to give you the opportunity to ask questions. And any comments that you make now, we will read back later today, answer you, and they'll also help us with future lessons so that we can actually help.
So we'll answer a few questions at the end, guys. So please keep asking questions. We'll go through them and then we'll answer some questions at the end. Okay, so first point, guys, is when you're developing your accent, really you need to listen to the accent that you want a lot. It's an obvious point, but it's very, very, very useful and important. If you want a British accent, are you watching lots of TV shows where the accent is British?
The Office.
Yeah.
What else is there?
So there's The Crown. Great show on Netflix if you have it.
It's
Google
old
it.
English
Crown.
received pronunciation. It's quite specific.
But you can definitely hear the British accent.
Very
some
much.
of the very key sounds in the British accent. If you want an American accent, there are lots of great YouTubers who can tell you how to get an American accent. And of course, if you want a British accent, there's lots of great YouTubers that can tell you about that. Now, so it's really about listening and trying to copy, to imitate. Have you ever been brave enough to try and record yourself and listen to your pronunciation? And then you can also compare it with perhaps some of your favorite people that speak with a British accent or that speak with an American accent. How similar do you sound? Where are you going wrong? It's quite scary to do that.
It is, but I think recording yourself, like Sabra said, is a brilliant idea, because you're not just listening to yourself, but you're looking at your mouth, your tongue, your teeth, where all of these things are, your jaw, when you are speaking. So it's not just about listening and imitating, it's about watching and imitating the same movements.
Copying the shapes of the mouth, looking at tongue positions as well. And Layla and I have done videos already where you can actually copy our mouth position on some of the kind of difficult sounds. So we'll recommend those to you later.
We will. We'll put them. We'll put links in the description, and we'll also put some tags later.
That's right. Okay, guys. So if you're from India, there are problems for many other nationalities. So don't feel, oh, it's just India. And don't worry, we're getting to your accent as well. So just be patient.
And you can, like I said, message us here now, and we will deal with that if we can later on, but definitely in our next lessons coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Indian
accent. Right. Problems with da, ta, the, and fa. Okay. Da and ta. These are very different sounds. Layla, do you want to explain?
They are very different sounds, but actually the position of the mouth is not too different, which is probably why you confuse them. So look at the position of my mouth. Duh, duh. So my tongue does not touch my teeth, but it reaches the front part of my mouth inside. Duh, duh.
Duh.
Whereas
tongue hitting the roof of the mouth near the teeth.
Duh, duh. Okay, and it stays there really. It just comes down slightly.
Yeah.
Whereas actually you're pushing the air out. And it's
further to the front of the mouth.
And you're actually using your teeth to make the sound.
You are. You push the tongue against the teeth and you push air out.
And that's where the sound comes from.
Yeah.
Duh, duh. Okay.
Practice it with us, guys. Duh.
Oh, hold on. Which one are we doing? D, d. Like dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Dog. Ta.
Tog.
Ta.
Tog.
Yeah.
I'm making the same sound.
Tog. D. T. D. T. Yes. Okay, so practice that, guys. Right. Another one you have a problem with, and this is actually for Asian speakers as well, is sa, like the sound of my name, Sabra. Sa, 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 and z. Z. Okay, so one is voiced and the other one is unvoiced, aren't they? Yeah. So sa is unvoiced. Yeah, you can't feel anything here.
There is no vibration.
Sa. Okay. Whereas z is voiced. You feel it here. Sa, z.
Like a snake.
Yeah. So it's like snake, sa, and then zebra. Yep, which is not my name, guys.
No,
it's
poor Sabra has had problems with people pronouncing her name. Never mind.
Okay, so
za,
sa. Yeah.
So you will feel the vibration with z. So can we
Front
think
of
so we've got said. So I'm trying to think of words that could be slightly confused. So
xylophone is a very z one. Don't you say it very often though?
No, never. No. And it's with an X
at the end. That's
weird.
So for example, it's like you did, Layla. Pigs.
Pigs.
Yeah, it's a z sound. Yeah.
Pigs.
Pix is a sa. Pix. And then pigs is a z. Pix. Pigs. You can hear the difference there. And you did a great lesson on
There's
that,
a
Layla.
nice old lesson, but a goodie on the rules for pronouncing plural nouns and also third person S.
Yes, so have a look at that
There
lesson.
are rules.
We'll put all of these links actually at the end of this lesson, can't we? Yeah. Okay, so those are some of the last one for India, and I think this is actually a very common one for many speakers.
Vowel sound,
yeah, it's a vowel sound. And it is the difference between or, the or phoneme, or like in bought and taught
or
and
horse
and horse, yeah. Or look at the shape of our mouth. Or taught, bought, and or and or. Or and or. Or like Layla?
Oh.
Yeah.
But look at the difference there.
Yeah.
Or. Now, the mouth is pretty much the same. The difference is that one is a long sound, or, and one is short, oh.
Yes, that's right. Clock is or.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dog. Oh, dog. Yeah.
Dog.
So what Indians do is they tend to, instead of saying or, instead of saying or, you say or. So for example, the word order, you'd say order. You shorten this word, and it's very common, and sometimes it's something which people will often say about the Indian accent is you shorten a lot of the vowels, whereas British have very long vowel sounds, don't we?
We do. Yeah, we have a lot of long vowel sounds.
Order, ought, we're quite kind of like drawn out with our vowel sounds. Tree, these are very long, and you tend to shorten them. So you need to start opening your mouth a little bit more.
And it really does. I think you've actually picked up on the thing that really makes the Indian accent very distinctive from other accents when speaking in English, which is, I mean, I quite like the Indian accent.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with accent, guys. Please don't think we're judging accents. We're literally helping you to sound clearer. Yeah. Okay, so moving on now to, well, we're perfectly in sync there.
We are. We can start mirroring each other. We're twinning a bit today, guys. Look, don't you think, with our tops?
Similar tops today.
Oh, in India, you might like my as well. Look at that.
Oh, yes, the sound, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, now moving on to the Arabic accent. Now, this for me is very funny, actually, that the Arabs have a problem with a sound which for British people is so simple. And Arabic pronunciation is normally fantastic. You actually have very, very similar pronunciation to us. You have lots of similar sounds. But there is one thing that you make lots of mistakes with, and it is pa and
ba.
Yeah.
And you really do make a lot of mistakes with this. And actually, I have to say, it is quite funny sometimes.
It is quite funny, yeah. So, for example, you'd say beach. You might confuse it and say
peach.
You can't say peach. It's the pa sound they can't say, isn't it?
Peach and beach.
Yeah.
Park and bark. You can't. Bark is the sound a dog makes. Woof woof. But park is like park the car. So if you say I barked the car.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? It's quite funny.
Okay, right, guys. I have a little way to show you how to do this. So
do you want me to do it and you explain?
Yeah. Okay. So the ba sound is not pushing out any air. The ba sound. Ba as in basket, as in butt. Okay. There is, look, basket, the paper does not move. The paper doesn't move because no air is pushed out. It's unvoiced. But pa, the sound pushes out air. It's made with the lips. Pa. Watch the paper.
Pa.
It moves because you're pushing air out.
Shall I do some words?
Layla, say parrot.
Parrot.
Say peach.
Peach.
Yeah, so the paper will move. It's also a problem if you're from Vietnam. This is a problem sound for you. Some Spanish speakers sometimes have a little problem with that. Yeah. So it's ba, pa. Pa from the lips.
Ba, pa.
That's right.
Breathing over Sabra there.
Park and bark. Peach and beach. What another one? Pie and buy. Pie.
That's quite a mistake to make.
Yes. You don't want to say. You don't want to say. Can I buy a pie? Can I buy a pie?
Those two letters. Just when they are confused, it can be. It's entertaining, but don't worry.
Yeah, I can see lots of you commenting and following us. Very well done.
We will. We're not looking at all of your comments now, but keep commenting. We are going to reply to you.
We're going to look back if you have questions. Okay. Right. Next one. Okay. So this one is another sound for Arabs, but again, a sound for Asian speakers, very, very common that you make mistakes with this. And again, it's a difference between a voiced sound and an unvoiced sound. From here and from here. So the sounds are v, v. Now, if you're watching us now, do this with us. Yeah. Like literally just follow and copy. So put your hand here and go v. So your teeth, careful, remember, it's not just about listening, it's about looking. Your teeth, your top teeth, okay, they go on your bottom lip. So like this, v. And then you're pushing, as you keep them together, you keep your teeth and your bottom lip together, and you push out. And as you push out, it makes a vibration. V. V. This is v for van, for vase, for vampire. Very. So Spanish speakers, again, problem sound for you. You will say ba instead of va. You'll say vamos. You don't say vamos, for example. So, okay, so we've got va. Should we move to ba, Layla? Do you want to do that? Fa, sorry. Fa. We'll get onto ba later. So fa. Now, again, look, this is where it gets confusing. The teeth, again, same position. But look, no vibration. We are pushing the air through much more gently. The sound isn't really coming from the back of the throat, it's coming from the front. So let's compare. V, v, v,
Okay, so, and there's
We
almost,
probably look very silly, guys, but we're experienced pronunciation teachers and we're used to looking silly.
yeah, and I make my students, I've got Thai students at the moment, we have a lot of Chinese students, we have Arabic students, we teach all of you
lots
guys
and lots of nationalities
daily
in our classes.
So we make these guys, they do this in class with us. I'll literally watch them and make them put all their mouth, their teeth, their tongue in the right position and produce the sound. And it's practice, Jim.
That's right, it is. Now, I've got some example words for us to do for this. So, can you hear the difference, guys? You can write to us in the comments, okay? So here, which sound is coming first? Which sound is coming first? Va or fa? Ready? 2 words. Vine, fine. Vine, fine. Which sound came first? Let's see if you've got
Someone's going to do it. Come on.
Vine, fine. Yeah.
V and
well done. It was
first
V.
one.
Very good.
Vine. Sultanov.
Fine. And Anna Rita to Italy. Hello.
Good. Everyone's got V.
Vine and fine. Okay. Vine is not wine, by the way. V and w, they're different as well.
Although they are connected because you need vines to make the wine.
That's very true. Yeah, not connected in pronunciation, but connected in the wonderful business of winemaking. Okay, another one, guys. We're going on now. So v and fa. We're moving on now to. So we've done.
Can I actually?
And bear. You can add.
Can I add v? And I'm just with Arabic speakers. I'm actually half Iranian. Okay, I don't speak Farsi, but my family do. And I know that with Iranian speakers, and Turkish, they often have a problem with v and w.
Oh, yes. Lots of Chinese and German.
Yeah. Okay, and I think while we're mentioning w and while we're mentioning v, we can say this. So again, but this time you'll actually see that the sound is similar, but the pronunciation is, the movement of the mouth is different. So v, w, w. So, for example, often I've heard Germans and Chinese people say this. Instead of saying video, you'll say video. Okay. Iranians do that as well.
I can see we have some people from Ukraine and Russia. You have some issues with that accent as well. Actually, it's a very nice accent, the Russian accent. But actually today we've got kind of some that will cover yours. But we're not going into too much detail on the Russian accent today because yours is not quite as distinctive in terms of the issues. No. But there is one sound that I know you have a problem with, which we're about to cover. So if you're from Russia or Ukraine, this is for you. And it is the th sound.
We're just reading some of your comments, guys. Don't distract us. They're funny. We'll reply later.
Okay, so the sound, which I think all languages seem to have a problem with, is because it's a very, very, very tricky sound. And I think it's the only language that has this sound. I may be wrong, but I think it's one of the only,
maybe, yeah.
And it is the TH sound, so T plus H together. There's 2 versions of it. So it's the th sound.
Th, as in think, thought, through.
Yeah.
And the second sound is a voice sound, and it is the.
Yeah.
And again, mother, vibration, mother, brother.
Yeah. It's the. Yes.
And actually, I will say before we start correcting you guys that even English speakers have a problem with this sound.
It's true. Yeah.
I don't know how much it annoys you, but it really annoys me.
Yeah, they say, for example, English speakers will say fa instead of the. So they'll say I think instead of I think. And
Thursday.
Yeah, it sounds really
birthday.
Awful. It sounds awful.
If you now, it's nice to be aware of the British accent. People do speak like this in England. However, how do I say this without sounding like a complete rude snob? It tends to be people that maybe didn't study as much at university. Who say this. So it is often associated, this pronunciation feature, changing TH to a f sound with. Yeah.
So if you're from China, you will say this sound as a s. Yeah. You'll say I sink instead of I think, which is quite funny because sink means the ship going under the water like the Titanic did. Yeah. It means something going under the water and not coming back. So there's quite a famous advert actually where there's a ship sinking and there's a man there's a guy from Germany and he's operating the rescue center. And a ship calls in and says, excuse me, we urgently need help. We're sinking. And the German guy listens back and goes, oh, thank you for calling, but what are you thinking about? And so he doesn't rescue them. So that's quite funny. But yes, it's where the th sound, because you guys can't say it, becomes a s. Yeah.
Well, you can say it, but
Yeah.
again, it's about practice. So
Yes,
not just
yeah.
listening, but copying. So pay attention to the position of your mouth again. This time, you need to put your tongue to your top teeth.
Yeah.
So
Th.
th. And the same,
Th.
the. But this time, your tongue vibrates, and it
your
would
tongue
stay
is
there.
not as far out. Yeah. And then it's a little bit further back, really, if you think about it. Mother, think, mother, think.
It might. I think it probably goes further back when it's in the context of a whole word and with other consonant sounds.
Yeah. And I made a video about that, guys. You can find it. It's called Pronunciation Masterclass. So go and check that out, and you can see very closely the sounds. So lots of good luck with that one, guys. We know you can do it. We believe in you. So don't feel like, oh, it's so difficult. Just think it's
totally
practice,
possible.
Practice, and you will get there. Okay, we've seen lots of students who've had problems with pronunciation, and then eventually, after lots of practice, they have got there. So please don't worry, feel encouraged.
Okay, and so moving on to some other nationalities, and this pronunciation problem is very common throughout Asia, whether you're from Thailand, Vietnam, I think Japan, China.
All the Asian continent, basically.
Really is a problem. If it's a problem for you in your country, you can tell us in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's la,
la,
and ra,
la.
Okay, perfect. And again, this time, unlike maybe th and the, these sounds are actually, they're made quite differently with the mouth. So
very
with
differently.
la,
la,
the tongue is at the top of the mouth, at the front,
pushing slightly,
pushing, and then la. It comes down.
Love, laugh, listen. Yeah.
The bottom of your mouth is quite firm on both of these sounds. So la. Okay, but with ra, you'll actually find that your bottom lip will come out slightly, ra. And your teeth, your top teeth need to come down on the inside of your bottom lip, ra. And you're pushing it, your lip down and out, ra.
Yeah. So lots of people from Asia mistake these two, and you'll say things like, for example, you'll confuse words like flies and fries. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to order a portion of
you
fries.
might instead of ordering a portion of fries, you could say, can I have a portion of flies? Fly is a little insect that goes zzz, so you don't want to be saying that.
Lots of protein, I'm sure.
Now another one is lice and rice. Listen to the difference. Lice, rice, lice, rice, flies, fries.
Copy. I hope you're copying Sabre as she's doing
fries.
this.
And it's an I sound. It's I coming from here. I, from the back of the throat.
I think also with these two sounds, you will find that individually you're probably able to get used to pronouncing them.
Yeah.
Where the problem comes is where you have other consonant sounds next to them, and they're often R. So, for example, play, P and L. P and L. We've got P before, but instead of saying play, you might say
pray. Yeah, exactly. So it's very easy to confuse those two. Yeah. Okay, we've got a couple of what we call consonant clusters to talk to you about. Now, these are actually difficult for English speakers. Yeah, so please don't feel bad about this. And this is where you have 3 consonants together, and your poor mouth has to try and make all these sounds and push them together and make a word. Okay. So, for example, an example of this is shrinking. Shrinking. You're saying sh, and then you're saying ra, and then to make I, you're saying I sound. Yeah, shrinking.
There's a lot going on.
So much going on. Try with me, guys. I'll break it down. Sh, ra, I, That's it, isn't it? Shrinking k at the end. Yeah, shrinking, shrinking. Okay, shrinking means something getting smaller. Okay, so shrinking,
I think
difficult one.
Another example of a consonant cluster that combines with these difficult sounds is 3 or through.
Yeah,
where there's a th and a r, thr, and that's very difficult when you're trying to remember all these sounds that you find difficult individually, and then they suddenly come together, and it's really hard.
A common tongue twister, guys, which we did a lesson on tongue twisters, so go and have a look at that, was 33 and a third. 33 and a third. 33 and a third. Okay, you can also do Thursday is my birthday.
Oh, yes.
Thursday is my birthday. Thursday is my 30th birthday.
That
Try
would be
that.
nice. We'd be going back
You
in
want
time.
a real challenge. Thursday is my 30th birthday. Bit of a challenge there, guys.
Have we got
Okay.
a few more we wanted to go through? I
Yeah,
think we
got a
might.
few more.
I think
we might take some questions quite soon.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got a little bit about Spanish speakers. Okay, so obviously we've got lots of Latin Americans there. So lovely to hear from you. I actually lived in Ecuador for a while, so I love South America. So I'd like to talk about some of the sounds which I heard were an issue there. And obviously they were the th. You also have a problem, just like Italians and like Portuguese people, with what, Layla? What sound is it?
What is it? Th.
No, it's
What?
h.
Oh, ha.
Ha.
Ah,
Ha.
H.
French
the
people
H
as well.
sound. Yes. Ha. Ha. So Italian, Spanish.
Yeah.
If you don't have this sound
You
in
don't
your
have
own
this
language,
sound, yeah.
how are you supposed to know and how to say it?
Yeah.
We completely understand. So the funniest problem that you might have is, instead of saying hungry, you could say something like angry or hangry.
Yeah.
It all gets
Or you
confused.
just drop the H completely.
Mm-mm.
So like in Spanish, the word for eggs, I'm not very good at my Spanish pronunciation, is huevos, isn't it? Huevos for eggs.
Very good. I think that's good.
And you drop the H. The word is written with an H, but you drop it, just like Italians. It's very similar,
Yes.
isn't it? So, for example, words like hospital, yeah, we say the ha comes from the back. Ha.
But they would say like hospital.
They'd say hospital.
Hospital.
Oh, I'm going to the hospital. So you drop this. Or when, for example, let's think of another one. It's ache. They have a problem with. Oh, that's another
That's
sound.
with a k.
Yeah.
But-
Hurt. You'd say hurt.
Hurt.
Yeah, I'm hurt instead of I'm hurt. Problem for French speakers as well. And in fact, I had a funny French student once who told me to make the huh. He went for a run and he was all puffed out. He was like,
Oh, and then he started
made the
speaking.
huh. Yes.
That seems like a really extreme way to start your pronunciation lesson.
Some people are written
Try it.
home. Yeah. Anna Rita, I guess
Home.
you're from Italy. Yeah, you would say home instead of home.
Or honest.
Home.
Honest instead
yeah.
of honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hungry, you'd say hungry. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it is ha, ha, ha. Air coming from the back of the throat. Ha, ha. It's quite a simple sound, actually, for us.
It
yeah,
is, but
I know
maybe
if
that's
you don't
why
have
it's
it in your
difficult. You might
language, it
think
must
it's
be
over.
very, very
But
difficult.
also the H in Italian, and I'm not sure how they pronounce it in Spanish, but isn't it aca? Or
in
something?
Spanish, it's la aca, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there you go. It's not even a consonant. That's a vowel
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah, that's true. Last sound, actually, and it's not such a common sound in English, it's the X sound.
Oh.
So in Spanish, you say, for example, for Mexico, you replace it, and actually you use a H here, kind of a H, and you say Mexico, Mexico. Yeah, you wouldn't say Mexico. So X.
I like Mexico.
Do you like? It sounds better, doesn't
Mexico.
it? Mexico.
Sounds much more exotic than Mexico. Let's get. Oh no, it's terrible. No, Mexico. I'm going to start saying that.
So X is not. You're going to start.
I'm going to say I'm going to
that.
Mexico. I'm thinking about where to book for a holiday, so I might just book Mexico just so I can start saying Mexico.
No, it's very funny, guys. Actually, that's one thing you need to know.
Borderline
Actually, it's
crazy,
very, very
but yeah.
funny. Okay, so the X sound. It's in words. It's often in the middle of words, like sexy, for example, or what other words is it in? It's difficult to think of.
Box.
Box. Yeah.
I mean, the X is there is an X. There isn't a sound for X. It was
Yeah,
going to be something like Z.
box.
It can be pronounced like Zander.
yeah, it's pronounced
Alexander.
differently. It's a, yeah.
It would be pronounced as an X, like or as a sorry, as a K.
Yeah.
So like box and with a K and a S.
Kusa, yeah. So yes, that's the X sound, which I wanted to say for Spanish speakers. You'll often completely drop or say it differently. So yes, I think that's our little lesson
And of course,
for the day.
we will add subtitles
Yeah, we'll
later
add
today.
subtitles
We'll do that for
later.
you. So if you want to review this lesson, go for it.
Yeah.
There'll be subtitles.
Okay, guys, let's have a look at some of your questions. All right, you're saying you struggle with the sound R. All right,
Yeah.
hopefully that helped you.
We've got. I quite want to
Okay,
answer
yeah,
this
that's a
one.
good yeah.
How do we pronounce?
Imran Raza.
As Imran, you asked about car. Now, it really depends whether you want the British accent or the American accent, because in British English, the R, when it comes at the end of a word where there's a vowel before it, actually you will find that we don't pronounce it. So we're teaching you how to
lots
pronounce
of
R.
silent letters in English. Yeah.
But so in American English, they would actually, how would they say it?
car,
Car.
my car.
R.
They'll say the R, yeah.
So you'll have that. But
Yeah.
in British English, we'll just elongate. We'll just have a long vowel. Car.
Car,
Compared to
far as
far.
well. Yeah.
rather than car, far.
Or another example is art. The word art. we say
yeah, just
art with no R, just
silent.
art. Yeah, but in American they say art. Art. I
That
like
really
art.
is such a big
Very
difference between
big
British and
difference,
American
yeah.
pronunciation. That's a good question.
Actually, in British English, we tend to be very, very, very keen on our vowel sounds. So our O, our O, yes.
That's very distinctive to
Very
British
distinctive to the
pronunciation.
British accent, yeah. So, for example, we would say hot, yeah, hot. Whereas in America, they'd say hat,
Hat.
hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they've got
yeah.
they're more nasal in some parts. I
Yeah,
think
a little bit more nasal,
the sound
yeah.
comes more from the nose.
I do love the American accent, though. I do love it.
Sorry if any Americans are watching, but it depends. If it's really strong, it's not great. But if it's sometimes it's all right.
Okay, some more questions, guys. We are ready to answer them now. Should we have a quick look?
We've
back
got although.
through?
I can do that very quickly. Lots of difficult sounds there because we've got the l and the and a funny vowel sound. Although.
Okay.
What else?
So let's have a look back and see your questions.
It might just be worth answering the ones that we've got now, and we can respond to these
Yeah.
in future
Well,
videos.
people are saying yes, things like thickness and sickness. Yeah, for
Thick,
China
sick,
accent.
good. Yeah, well
good,
done.
well
So you
done.
guys know if you
Yeah.
start to research yourself what difficulties people with your language have when they're speaking English, you'll be able to reduce your accent and work
Mhm.
on it.
Yeah. Okay. We've got lots of you following. That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very
Good.
much to all our followers, of
Yeah.
course, because we're actually subscribers are going up.
Yeah.
And we've got loads of really exciting lessons coming up for you as well. We hope
Yeah.
you've been enjoying our recent ones.
Somebody is calling me Zebra. Guys, it makes me upset. Yeah, it makes me a little bit angry to see my name as Zebra. My name is Sabra. Layla's getting scared. Sabra.
I once forgot the H on the end of Sabre when I was spelling it. I got into trouble.
Yes. It's a very unusual name. But actually, in Arabic, the pronunciation of my name is Sabra. Yeah?
Sabra, so it's
But
a.
it's in English, it's Sabra. Okay. Oh, we got people from everywhere. This is so
Venezuela.
exciting. We got people from
Woohoo!
Taiwan,
Brazil.
from Venezuela, from India, from Peru.
This is great.
from
I'm
Belgium.
going to start thinking
This
about
is
where I'm going on
fantastic.
holiday next, seeing where you guys
All right, let's see if you've got some more questions for us now.
I think actually, if we go to the bottom, if you're watching, if you
Yeah,
just tell
that
us
is the bottom there.
yeah, just
How
tell
do
us
you pronounce the word often with T or or?
I actually,
Okay.
this is, a lot of people will say you don't pronounce it with a T, but actually, if you just go to Google, if you don't believe me, Google Teacher tends to surpass me sometimes.
Yeah.
But I pronounce it often.
Often.
What do
yeah.
you do?
Often.
You do
But some people say often.
often.
Yeah, and they drop the T. Yeah.
Absolutely, both are absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's like neither and neither. You can
Yeah,
say, or
neither,
and
neither,
either.
either,
You can
either.
say either.
I don't know why. I pronounce my T's very clearly. I think
Mhm.
you do the same
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Again, T's pronunciation. If you don't pronounce them so strong, so better.
Yeah,
You change it to a
Better.
duh.
yeah.
American
It's
accent.
okay. Better. It's better. That's an
Better.
American accent. In English, it would be better. Yes, we're very. And I think in the English accent, we're a lot more specific about the
We
sounds.
enunciate.
We're a bit clearer, perhaps, which is not any criticism of the American accent. It's just different. So that's all. Okay. How do we pronounce cut, put, cut, and put? Oh, this is quite a good question, actually. Cut is an put is an Yeah,
Like bull.
yeah. Cut. Yeah.
up.
Put up.
Put like book.
Yeah, that's right.
Also bear in mind that they are irregular verbs and they don't change. Put, cut. So there you go. Bit of grammar today.
That's very true. Yeah, they don't change. Like hit as well.
I like Jimmy. He dislikes the American accent too. Hi, Jimmy.
Okay. Someone said I don't like N in sing. Oh, the sound.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
I
a
agree
strange
with
sound.
you. It's a funny
It's in
sound.
NEING. Yeah, watching.
Watching.
Yeah, thinking. It's
Within, it's. I mean, you wouldn't find it at the beginning of a word, would you?
no, it's often ING.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's the long. It's like N and G together.
Mhm. I hope you're going to hit 100,000 subscribers. Is that 100,000? I'm not very good with zeros or a
It
million.
is 100,000.
We will if you
thank
share.
you. Please share this lesson, guys. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, then please do subscribe.
Someone
We always, try
Bottle.
Okay.
Bottle.
Bottle.
There you go.
Bottle.
And again, American bubble.
Yeah.
Bottle.
Very different.
Bottle.
Bottle. Can you do Scouser accent? I've done this Liverpool accent in another video, but I can do it quickly now.
I think you shouldn't do it for them. I think you should put
Say
a
that.
link below. If
To
you
my
want
other
to
lesson. Okay.
We'll
If you
comment.
want to see me
We'll
doing
send
a
you.
Liverpool accent, I'm originally from Liverpool football team. They're in the Champions League if you're a football fan. And yes, I did a Liverpool accent. It's a very distinctive accent in my lesson on, what was my lesson on then? I've forgotten. How to understand native speakers. How to understand native speakers.
There's a lot of American stuff coming up because.
How do you pronounce schedule? Okay. Right.
now.
Different. Yeah.
I know this is a bit embarrassing complaining about American accent, but I get confused which is British, which is American.
Schedule is British.
I think
schedule.
I think it might be American.
Schedule.
Schedule. Schedule, I think, is British.
No.
Where's Google?
Okay, so
you talk to them while I check.
As far as I know, it's schedule.
We're not going to pretend to know everything, because how do you, I say schedule?
I would say schedule.
Okay.
Schedule. But there is, and I think the American way is, I can't even say it. It's
schedule.
Schedule.
But I've got a feeling.
Schedule. Yeah, I think Wojciech, hello Wojciech, is correct. It's schedule. Yeah, ska. Yeah. Okay, could you please pronounce water? Sure. In British English, it is water. Water. American English, water. Water. Can I have some water? So there's quite a big difference there. Water or sound in British accent, and water in the American accent.
American
water.
Schedule.
Really?
Google, I told you, we're saying it wrong because we watch too much American TV. Schedule is British.
I never knew that.
But because we watch too much American TV, they do produce some good, funny.
So we're supposed to say schedule.
Schedule.
I've never said schedule.
No, me too.
Life. Wow, so
I know.
We've taken something from.
And this is it. I mean, language is evolving, guys, so it changes. And the fact is, the American culture is very influential.
Yeah. Very,
in your countries, but here as well.
And you'll probably pick up aspects of the American accent, which is absolutely fine. There is no problem with that. But as we said at the beginning of the lesson, if you really want to sound like a British speaker, listen to lots of the British accent. If you really want to get an American accent, do the same and try and copy. If you think about it, that's what lots of actors and actresses do when they have to film a movie and have a new accent. They learn the accent. There's a very famous English actor called Hugh Laurie.
I love Hugh Laurie.
He went and did an American TV series called House, and he had an American accent in it.
And he had a brilliant American accent.
And the Americans all thought he was American. They couldn't tell the difference between his British and American accent.
The other American that did a very good job of doing a British accent, well, there's two really, actually, that I can think of. I thought Renee Zellweger as Bridget Jones did a great British accent.
Yeah.
Very classic British
she did.
accent.
Yeah, she did, absolutely.
And, I mean, also, what's her name?
Some questions.
Okay. Yeah, we can answer them. But I was going to say Meryl Streep.
She does a very good British accent.
Very good.
Okay. So you're giving us some difficult words to pronounce. It's great.
You speak like a robot.
No, he says that guy speaks like a robot when he speaks English.
Oh,
that's probably your intonation.
Yeah.
Intonation. Yeah. Sometimes if you're not going up and down enough, which is intonation, you might sound a bit flat and robotic in English.
Monotone.
Yeah.
And again, I've got a lesson a little bit on that, on actually how to sound more English, and we'll put that in the description.
Okay. So we've got lots of questions about since, license, acidic, though, and through. Since. Yeah. Since, license, acidic, though,
not through,
though, and through. There you go.
Robot.
Okay. Next one is we've got someone asking for inauguration, which is a very difficult word.
But one you don't need too often.
Yeah, inauguration, which is when a president is
crowned.
Yeah, president is
not crowned.
Declared as the president.
Yeah, signed in.
Okay. Okay. Have we got any tips for you? It's difficult, guys. Some of you write to us and you say, you please reply to my comments, give me more advice. It's very difficult for us to give you personal advice, guys. We would love to if we had more time, but we have jobs as well.
Full-time jobs,
we are teachers teaching in a college, and so we can't always answer all your comments. Very, very sorry about that. We always try to answer comments on YouTube. If you send us emails and ask for specific information, we might not get to do that.
We'll certainly do our best. If we get lots of comments, or we want a lesson on intonation, we want a lesson on weak forms, we'll absolutely do our best to create that for you.
Someone's written, I want to speak English like Layla and Sabra. Oh,
keep watching us then. Watch all of our lessons, beginning to end.
Yeah, okay. Should we call it a day?
I think we're going to.
Is an idiom. Is there any last question, guys? We'll
take one more question. Next person to send us a question. Okay. Come on. Who's typing?
Oh, who's going to be there first?
Oh, Come on, someone must be. Maybe you're typing too much. They're not now.
Oh, Sergey's
Whoa.
asked for association.
Okay, ciao.
Do you want the pronunciation of association, Sergey? Hello, Sergey. Thank you for your video. We got it. By the way, guys, just a very quick update about your videos that you sent us on your tips. That video is going to be out next week. Okay.
How exciting.
So yeah, so you're going
Some
to be
of you are going to be on YouTube
very soon.
Yes,
if you sent us a video. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming out next week. Okay.
Great.
And I'll get you guys to tell me anything you want me to include, and I'll be writing to you this week. So
I'll also
super.
have a lesson on how to sound more British as a British accent, focusing on some of the things that we've mentioned there. And that'll be coming out next Friday.
Great. Okay, last questions are organization. Organization.
Good.
Like we did earlier, like zebra, not my name. Then we've got cat and dog. Someone wanted cat and dog.
Not the most challenging of
or
pronunciation.
Or cat and dog, very easy.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
practice does make perfect. That's right. Yeah.
we are going to do some filming now. So we're
Yeah.
not just doing a live. We're going to do some filming for you
Yeah,
for
that's
new
right.
lessons. And yeah,
Please share the video, guys. If
Like
you're
it.
not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you can.
okay.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure to be with you all today.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.